Placement and formatting can be very important when you're dealing with labeling on your map, especially when it comes to point features. So let's take a look at this dialog and explain some of the settings. The first checkbox allows whether labels can overlap each other. So if you have a lot of features and you always want to label them, it's good to turn this on. We turn this on by default because we err on the side of showing too many labels and allow you to restrict them as necessary. The next checkbox allows the GIS Editor to automatically choose the best placement for each point label. So if you have a lot of points and they're all kind of close together, the GIS Editor will do its best to arrange those points in a way where as many labels can be seen as possible. However, in some cases you want to have full control over where the label is placed around your point, and so we have a drop-down box for all the different locations of where you can set it. In this case we've chose center because we want the label to draw on top of our point symbol and be centered in that case. The next setting is grid size, and just as the description says here, the lower the values means the higher density of labels. This doesn't come in so much with point features, but when you're dealing with lines and roads, you may want to decide how many times you want it to be drawn and how dense the labels you want. So this tells our labeling engine the grid size to take into account when to figure out the location of the labels. And so a higher value means lower density, and a lower value here means a higher density of labels, just as the description states. Finally, we have a formatting section. So if your data that you're labeling is, say, a date column, we supply many different formats for that, so you can have your date show up however you'd like. Also, if you have a numeric column, we've got several options for that as well. So for example, here we're showing decimal places, 155.0. But let's say we didn't want to do that, or we wanted to make it currency because maybe it represents some dollar value. You can apply that and it'll put your dollar, commas, etc. Or if you just don't want anything, you can choose none, or if you don't want any decimal places as well, you can also put a number and it'll remove or truncate that decimal place.